Hello everybody, this is Steve, your everyday guy here with another video. And in this video, what we're going to do is we're going to do an unboxing and a comparison of the Wolfang GA300 Action Cam. So for a lot of you out there may not have heard of this brand before. That's all right. It's definitely not a competitor with GoPro or DJI or some of the other big names. But on the flip side, it does not have the price tag of those other cameras. So spec-wise, it'll do 4K at 60 frames per second, and it'll do that for about $49.98 right now, which for that's a heck of a price, especially when you look at the lowest price DJI and the lowest price GoPro. Doesn't even come close to these price points. So if you're looking for something, maybe just do a little bit of like YouTubing, maybe just don't have the money to spend, this could very well be the camera for you. And so what we're going to do in today's video is we're going to do an unboxing, show you everything that comes with it. We're also going to talk a little bit how it compares to the other cameras that Wolfang has to offer. And we'll talk a little bit about those price points, and stay tuned to the end, because if you're going to buy this or any of the other Wolfang cameras, there's something you definitely want to see at the end. So be sure and watch that, because there's a must-have I'm going to talk about at the end. So let's watch this intro, then we'll dive right in.
Product reviews and unboxing brought to you by Everyday Guy.
All right, welcome back. So here we have Wolfang GA300. Let's open it up, let's take a look and see what all it has to offer. So first thing we're going to do is we're just going to open this up. All right, so the first thing we have in here is we have the manuals. We're going to pull those out because you're not going to want to hear about those. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to take the camera itself out. And the camera does come with the inside the housing. So let's open that up. And let's take the camera out. There you can see the camera. We'll set that aside for there. Next thing we're going to get into is we have two batteries, 1 and 2. So we'll take those and we'll set those aside. And then inside, we have got your remote control. You'll notice it's got a record button and a photo button. Later on, we'll see little wrist straps. You can wear it on there and be able to control that right from your wrist. So the next thing we've got in here is we have our accessories pack. So we're going to take our box, we're going to set that aside, and let's dive in to see what we've got in here. So the first thing we're going to do is we are just going to open this up, and there is so much stuff inside of here. And for the price point, we're getting all these accessories. That is another huge advantage that this has over brands like DJI and GoPros, because while they'll come with some of these, they don't come with quite all these accessories. So the first thing we're going to notice here is we got a back cover. On these back covers, you'll notice one is completely solid, the other one has little holes. This is your underwater scuba. This will go down to 30 meters, which if I do my math right, that's 90 feet of water. That's a lot of water. I don't recommend actually taking it that low, but if you want to put it underwater and do some snorkeling, some swimming, you should be more than fine. That just switches right out. The way that does is that just pulls right down off the bottom. This one goes right here on top, clicks in, and voila, you've got a waterproof kit housing. All right, so there's the housing on the cover. Next thing we've got here is we've got all the different ways to mount it. So you've got your mounting plate here. So one thing you'll notice that actually comes with this. Why does it have this? Let's go back and talk about the camera a little bit. So in the camera, one of the things that this has that the other cameras do not have, or I should say that the other two models for Wolfang don't have, is a thread right there. So this can be threaded into here, used for a tripod mount. This here can also be used for a tripod mount, and that is what this will go into. That way, if you want to use your action cam portion. Next thing we have is this will go on a round tube as a mount. That way you can actually, if you want to take a bike riding, or maybe you got something else you want to attach to. These two types of mounts are going to slide in to your base. These are adhesive bases. As you can see, the adhesive right there. And then these just slide right in this way. Kind of move those aside. This right here is amazing. So you can kind of twist your angles and everything. Next thing we have here is this. This is so you can mount it directly to a tripod and be able to clip it out easily. This little clip can slide in here as well, like so. And that way, if you have a shirt and you want to just clip it on there, maybe you've got a life jacket, strap, something along those lines, that can clip right into there. And then from there, you take the camera. As you can see, the camera just slides right in there, clips. So that is a neat little holder that comes with it as well. Now here's the microphone. Now, one thing I'm not a big fan of when it comes to this is the microphone is a USB connector. That means that if you're going to use an external microphone other than this, it does get a little bit more complicated. That is kind of my only downside to this device. This here is your strap. Now, I said we're going to talk about that. And the reason we're going to talk about that is that this will feed right into there, like so. And then that can go around your wrist. That way, if you're out doing some action, maybe riding your bike on the trail, doing some boating or kayaking like I like to do, that can go right on the wrist, and you can operate it that way. And last but not least, we have our charging cord. Or this can actually be used as a webcam, connect to your computer as well. So that will plug right into there. So that's the unboxing. Let's talk about the actual camera itself. So this will do 4K 60 frames per second, which that is a really good frame rate. The other nice thing about it is it does have a 24 megapixel camera, so if you want to take some still photos while you're out, you can. Now, the one of the downsides to this that I'm not a big fan of is the battery cover. So on the battery cover, so what you've got is you got your battery cover right here. So this pops out, and then your camera or your battery will just slide right into there, and then this goes back in. The reason I'm not a big fan of it is I'm going to try to get close. I don't know if you can see that right there, but that little part is what squeezes in. I kind of feel like that's not very good for the life of the camera. That's going to be the first thing that gives out. One of the other things I like is that you can see here it's got an HDMI out, a mini one. And right there you can see that's where your USB connects or your microphone. So you can use this powered on and as a webcam, but you cannot use the microphone with it while you're doing that. I do have my SD card in there already, so I'm going to take that out. And there's the SD card slot. So you can see that goes right into there. I do recommend a higher speed, probably a V30 for this, since you're doing 4K. That way you can make sure you don't have any issues with the runtime. So let's go ahead and power this on. Right there is the power switch. As you can see, it powers on pretty quick. One of the other things about this, as you can see, the display, it is kind of small, but it's not too bad. Now, on the display, though, the neat thing is this is a touchscreen, which means you can operate all of your menus with the touchscreen. The downside is it's a touchscreen, so if you're out trying to use it and you touch the screen, it's going to take you into the menus. But I think the ease of access with the touchscreen outweighs the hassle of it being accessed inadvertently through button pushes. Now, what that also means, though, is that you cannot access the menu when it is in here. So if you're going to be using it in housing, make sure you have everything set that you want to set it to. So that's the unboxing. Let's talk a little bit about the ways it compares and contrasts to the GA100 and the GA200. Now, I own the GA100. One of the first ways I noticed that it was a big difference other than the touchscreen was the way that the housing worked. So the way this housing works, I'm going to show you this because this is part of it that makes it unnecessarily complicated. See that little button right there? You have to press that forward, lift up, and then it opens. There's no button on this. As you can see, it simply pulls up there and opens. That's a lot easier to use. I always feel like I'm going to break this case because of that. The other thing is when it comes to these two cases, this button, they don't work as well as these buttons. So this style of case is what comes with the GA200 and the GA300. They work a lot better than this button style here. I have a hard time pressing this buttons when it's in the case. So case-wise, big improvement. Next thing you're going to notice is there's no touchscreen. So on these two, that is a significant difference. Housing-wise, you notice they look almost exactly alike. That means that it can clip in and clip out of this style of either one. So you don't, if you're going to have a couple of these, maybe like I do, you've got a GA100, you want a GA300 for some more intense action shots. It's really easy to switch out. The other thing is the GA100, and I'm not sure if the 200 has it or not, just because I don't have one. It has a little flip that covers that. It's nice, just because it just keeps dust out. The other thing with the GA100 is it has a slide and open. I feel that this little housing will way outlast this one. The other thing is you'll notice there is no threading there like the GA300 has. The GA100 and the GA200, they will only do 4K at 30 frames per second, which for most videos it's pretty good, but if you're doing a lot of intense action movement type stuff, that can become a little lacking. The GA100 does 20 megapixel cameras, the GA200 does 24, so it does appear that there is a different sensor inside there, even though they do the same video quality. The GA100, regular price is $79.99. Quite often you can find it at $39.99. I bought two of them at the $40 price. And I've been very happy with those. That's why I wanted to step up and get the 60 frames per second. So for some of those more action-intensive clips, you'll see it better. Now the GA200, I don't have that one. The biggest difference is it actually has a little screen right there. And so if you're doing a lot of this and you want to see what you look like as you're filming, that's a great feature. This one does not have that. That's probably the biggest difference. The price on that one, the normal price is $109.99, but oftentimes you can find it on sale for $49.99, just $10 more than the GA100. There is some benefits to that. I don't know if it's anything that I would purchase personally just because of the 30 frames per second. And so when it comes to that, that's one of the reasons why I really like the GA300. The GA300, the full price is $99.99, but oftentimes you can find on sale for $49.98, which is currently, that's what I bought this one for. It is what it's selling for on Amazon. Really great price. I really hope you liked the video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe button. If you have any comments or questions, please put those below. I really enjoy hearing from you guys, but we're not done with this video yet. I told you to wait to the end because I had a must-have that you have to get for this. And what that is Wolfang sells a charge kit. It includes an external charger and 2 extra batteries. Now, the extra batteries, they're not the 1050 milliamps, they're actually 13 or 1350 milliamps, so you get 30% more charge. And you can charge them externally, which means, hey, if you're out on, maybe you're in the car, got an external battery source with you, you can actually be charging these while you're filming with the other 2 that you have that come with it for a total of 4 batteries. That is a phenomenal thing. Gives you plenty of run time. Makes it so you can get a lot of video. I believe on these, with 4K, you're probably looking about an hour's worth of shooting, which is not a bad amount of shooting. So it comes to 2, that's 2 hours worth of shooting. Get 2, that's 4 hours. I mean, that is a lot of record time. Not to mention, as you take one off, you can put one back on the charger. And so probably realistically get 5 to 6 hours in a day if you're charging them immediately after depletion. So that is why I consider this a must-have. The price on it is $19.99. Right now, it's got a 20% off coupon, which if I do my math right, is $16.98. $16.98 for double the batteries that comes with it. That's why I say it's a must-have. So these are kind of what I use when it comes to some of the recording I do out there. Most of the recording I do, I use my cell phone for, my Samsungs, because they've got such a great camera. That's what I recorded this video on. Both of them, my Samsung. I have my old one, and then I have the one I currently use. That's what I use for my camera setup. I hope you like these videos. Hit the like and subscribe. Thanks for tuning in. If you have any questions, comments, leave those below, and I'll see you on the next video. Once again, this is Steve, your everyday guy.